Are you looking to eliminate your debt? Well, I've got 3 simple steps that you can follow to start doing that today. What's up everyone? Welcome back to Free to Be. David here, and thank you for joining me for another video. Now in today's video, I want to share with you guys 3 simple steps that you can follow to start eliminating your debt this year. Now before I get into that, as always, if you are new to my channel, I cover financial literacy here, as well as tracking my progress to financial independence. And hopefully by doing that, I help build a guide for others to use with valuable information. So if you are new, please take a moment and click the subscribe button down below. Your support does really mean a lot. And if you're not new, thank you for coming back. Okay, if you're like me, you are probably at a point where you're just sick of living with debt. And I actually reached that point a few years ago and really made a commitment to myself to get out of that scenario because it is just a tough life to live. So today we're going to be talking about 3 simple things you can start doing right now to help eliminate that debt. And by no means is this a get rich quick scheme or some kind of scam to tell you to invest all your money in Bitcoin. None of that here. This is an actual way that you can start focusing and working towards paying off your debt this year. And what it's going to require is some discipline and commitment, but it can happen. So let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make a list of everything you owe. I'm talking about student loans, I'm talking about mortgage, I'm talking about credit cards, whatever it is you owe, make a list of it. And I want you to list them out in order of biggest to smallest, or you can list them out by highest interest rate to lowest interest rate. And you should be listing this out to the penny. So exact figures only here. And what this will help you do is visualize your debt. And it will be overwhelming. I know when I did it, I was extremely overwhelmed in terms of the amount of credit card debt I had at the time when I did this. And I was just thinking to myself at that time, there's no way I'm overcoming this. There's nothing I can do here. And that was not true. After that initial shock, I really hunkered down, pulled up the bootstraps, and went to work to pay down that debt. And again, make this list, and the 2 most important pieces of information to have here is the exact amount and then the interest rate as well. All right, so the next step is to think about the approach you want to take to pay down this debt. Now that you have a list, take a look at it and decide how you want to tackle those debts. Now, some experts will say you should start with paying the lowest amount first and then working your way up and snowballing into the bigger debt. Others will say focus on the highest interest. Personally, I would focus on whatever debt has the highest interest, because by working that down, you're actually going to be freeing up a lot more money on interest payments that you can then use on other debt. So whatever approach works best for you, just go for it. And that's going to be key here, because again, you're going to be in a position where you've made this list, you're looking at it and it's kind of overwhelming and you don't know what to do. Next step after that is to actually think about the approach you want to take and start making those payments. And what you're really going to want to do here is remain laser focused. So first things first, you make X amount of dollars a month. Pay off everything you need to live, all your minimum living expenses, get all that out of the way. Next thing you're going to want to do is make sure you're hitting all the minimum payments on all of the debt. And then anything you have left over, I want you to dump it and attack that debt super aggressively. So if you've decided to go with the lowest balance first, any money you have left over, dump it at that lowest balance. If you decide to go with the highest interest, same thing. But you have to be aggressive and you have to be laser focused, or else nothing's going to change. If you decide to just continue making minimum payments and putting the extra cash you have in a savings account, or investing it, or just spending it frivolously, you're not going to get out of debt. It really takes commitment, guys. And finally, the 3rd step here is to stay committed to your plan and work on snowballing all those payments. So once you have paid off your first piece of debt, let's say you had a $2,000 credit card and you paid it off after a couple of months, and it was costing you $200 to $300 a month in payments. Now that debt is gone. What do you do next? Sure, you can reward yourself and go spend a few $1,000s, but then you're going to end up in the same exact spot. What you need to do next is take that $200 to $300 you were paying to pay down the $2,000 of debt you have and roll that into the next one and the next one, and kind of build this snowball. And remember, the focus here is the most important piece. You have to keep your eye on the prize, or else you're just gonna live in debt forever. And ultimately, you have to remember that you did not get into debt overnight. You didn't go to bed one night with no debt and wake up the next morning with $50,000 in credit card debt. That didn't happen. So to whittle it down, it's going to take that same kind of action and time. It's not going to be an overnight process. I never said that I was going to work myself out of debt in, a 3-month or 6-month period, because that was totally unrealistic. But what I did tell myself was that I had 2 years to get out of debt and really focus my energy on doing that. So any extra income I had, any tax returns I got, any bonuses I got, just money that I found anywhere. If I sold something on eBay, I put that all towards my debt. And by doing that, I was able to get out of a lot of debt. And I made a video on that, which I will link down below and up above. So if you want to check out how much debt I actually did pay off in a short period of time, definitely go check that out. But when I say short period, again, it doesn't mean 1 or 2 months. It does take some work, but it can happen. So make sure you implement all 3 of these steps. Guys, it is possible to live a debt-free life, and you can get started today. So don't hesitate, don't wait any longer, don't procrastinate, just get going. Really, just make the list, make the plan, and go for it. All right, guys, well, that's all I had for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comments down below. If you really did enjoy it, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, please take a moment and click the subscribe button. It really does mean a lot to me, and we'll see you next time.